I want to talk about boss hunting, and I actually this is a clip for everyone, or a little lesson for everyone. But I especially want to highlight recent college graduates, right, who don't have a ton of professional, if any, professional experience. But everybody, doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna be able to take away a lot from boss hunting in what I want to share. And we have this new boot camper. His name's Venkata. Venkata, I don't know if you're here, but if you're here, buddy, shout out to you for sending these messages to me this week, going into the system and asking me a question. And here's what he did. I think this was last week. So about a week ago, he went into the Mile Walk Academy system, and in the system, individuals can actually type their questions to me, and I give them my word. I will answer your question if you type it in the system, which he did. So he said, in my boss hunting emails, how do I write a paragraph about the years of experience I have to offer as a recent college graduate? I have accumulated 1 year of AI, ML, Python, and 2 years of medical research experience through my undergraduate coursework and research work. Okay, so here's the question. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with my boss hunting technique, it's just like it sounds. Instead of loading up your resume into the applicant trashing system that is the abyss of all abysses, where your resume goes to die, where you hear deafening silence and think you stink, I recommend that you target bosses or teammates or even recruiters and HR people, and send them thoughtful messages and try to connect with them so that you could see if there's a possibility to join their team. And it's a very direct approach. And my philosophy, I started teaching this 10 years ago. And my philosophy was, who better than to shortcut the process than to go to the person who can actually give you the job, who probably is in the most pain and is willing to entertain the possibility of you joining their team, whether they have an opening, or even if they don't have an opening, maybe they trade somebody out because you're just could be a potentially better employee. And so I have a free technique. There's a video on my YouTube channel, and there are a couple of templates, cover letter templates or email templates that you can use to send messages to these bosses. And one of the key, and Kara can drop that in the chat, which she has already done because she's always right as rain. And one of the things that I want you to put into the boss hunting message is one of your accomplishments, or maybe two tops, that are directly in alignment with what that boss is going to need. If you're targeting a marketing person, I want you to talk about your marketing accomplishments. If you're targeting a salesperson, I want you to talk about your sales accomplishments and those kinds of things. But now for a recent college graduate, you don't really have that. So when Venkata had asked me about this, I replied to him and I gave him some instruction about using. Number one, the most important thing for him was to send the email, because what you're really doing is, art of the possible, you're hoping that the person you hit is open enough to hiring a recent college graduate, will likely recognize that you don't have a lot of, or if any, experience. That's okay. You're trying to find the person who is open and receptive to hiring you as a recent college graduate, and then is willing to train you, but at least show them what you have as it relates to your coursework, or any summer internships you had, or any summer jobs, or whatever else you did, or volunteer work you did. But anything that you can point to, don't be overly worried about hitting the bullseye with that. Just state what you have and then send it. He was wholly reluctant to do this. And then a couple days later, he sent me this message, which I want to break down for you. And what he did was he sent me this message that I would like to actually focus on breaking down for you here. And up at the top, this was sent, if you can see this, recently, August 7th. Today is August 10th. So he sent me this on Monday, and he said, "Hi, Andy. Here's one of my boss hunting email responses as a recent University of Michigan college graduate with a computer science and cell biology degree. I really wasn't believing in the boss hunting approach. I got 4 to 5 no responses in a row, but this email makes me believe in it and myself." Now, number one, the fact that he got 4 to 5 no responses is still awesome because you can do something with a no. You can't do something with silence. Okay, so he sends me this on August 7th because he'd gotten this message from Carl on August 7th, and it said, this is, at the bottom is what he sent Carl on Friday, late morning, August 4th. I'm reaching out to you because I admire your accomplishments and wanted to see where there is an opportunity to work directly with you. This is exactly part of the free template that I give you. Now, I was performing my job search. What this says is I was doing my homework, evaluating companies I want to work for. This means I'm targeted. I didn't notice a specific opening. Okay, he didn't find one. Now he has absolutely no idea whether this person who is a potential boss has an opening on his team. And then he goes into that aligns to my particular skills, background, or whatever it was. As a college student, I was impressed by your experience, so on and so forth, intersection between technology and biomedicine. This says, I am sending you this specific email. It's a one-of-a-kind email, and I'm mentioning something that's specific to you. There's nothing form letter-ish about this. As well as your strong background, your guidance in these areas would be extremely helpful to me, and so on. Okay, so now he's established a unique relationship via his email with this person. And then he goes into, and this is what he took from my response in the system through my college education, and then he points to what he has and what he's studied. And then, I love this. I'd love to speak with you if you feel there's an opportunity for me to join your team as part of the letter, or I'd love to network with you and learn from you, right? If there isn't. Okay, so on Monday, Carl gets back to him and says, thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate your kind words regarding. That means that totally registered, okay? Do not think that sincere flattery doesn't work. There's nothing obsequious about this letter, of which I get many questions from people who feel that flattery makes it hollow. It doesn't. So I really want to drive that home. And then thanks also for including your resume. Can I ask where your interests lie? All right, there's a buying signal, right? So now I'm noticing this guy is engaging, and even though he goes on to say there's no openings at the moment, I currently don't have any openings at Orca. However, there are a few open positions. So I clicked this to look to see. He pointed them to the career portal where there were a lot of other openings, right, that might be of interest. Then he goes on, feel free to take a look at our openings and we'll let me know if any of these roles are appealing. And if so, submit your application. However, what he said is, though I've also sent your resume to the hiring managers for some of these roles. I guarantee you that shoving your resume into the applicant trashing system will never yield a result like this, even if nothing exists. So now he is a personal circulation of somebody important in the organization that's sending his resume to other people who I guarantee you will open it and look at it, right? And then he's honest. Currently, we're prioritizing hiring some of the senior leadership roles, so there may be delays, so on and so forth. Okay, bang. This should be a smack in the head to Venkata to put a tickler on his calendar for 60 days to reach back to this boss, or in 3 minutes to reach back to this boss and say, this is great. I'd love to know the names of the people who you circulated my resume to so I can appropriately follow up with them. That's 3, 4, 5, who knows? I don't know how many people he sent it to, right? Kind of thing. So now you've got a built-in follow-up and something that you can reference that's strong. But I love this. If you're interested in general career advice, I'd be happy to set up a virtual meeting with you at some point. Let me know if you'd like to, and let's get connected on LinkedIn. How many awesome things happened? And this looks like it won't even immediately result in an opportunity to interview, but maybe it's a great connection. Okay, but do you see the power of being able to do some thoughtful research? Do you have any idea? This is now, he put himself with one email in the possibility for, 3, 4, 5 different possibilities with hiring officials inside the organization or a number of open positions. Okay, that's the first thing. And then he sends me another message that says, okay, so this is like yesterday or the day before or whatever that he was sending this to me a few days ago. And then he sent me this message this morning that said, hey, Andy, another interview invite through Boss Hunting. This one, okay, he sends this I don't know, Karen, he sends this to this Dr. Sayal, right, on August 8th. On August 9th, this person responds back, right? So just, this is 9:13 at night. This is 10:30 in the morning. I love this subject line. This is notable. Interested in joining your team. And then perhaps you put some kind of, business development executive, marketing professional, recent college graduate with networking, security, blah, blah, whatever you want, right? Thank you for reaching out via a well-researched email. This is the same formula that I gave him in the Boss Hunting techniques. He put a little of his own flair in there, but look at the result. Give me slots next week, 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Pretty good stuff, right? Now, all truth aside, you can get some of this in the free domain, which Kara has dropped in the chat, or if you're watching this on some recording, there's probably a card in the video, or there's a link in the description. But one of the things that Venkata has at his disposal, which I recommend that you do in some form or fashion, I give members of my job search coaching program what I call a Boss Hunting Bible. And the Boss Hunting Bible breaks down everything related to the approach of this boss hunting, right? How do I send it? What do I send? What's the language I use? Should I attach it? This, that, and the other thing. What if there are multiple people at the company? How many times should I follow up? And all those good things. And then sample if you know an opening exists, or sample if you don't know whether an opening exists, much like what Venkata typed in. I give you those two templates for free. But what's going to happen is you're going to get all kind of responses. This is great. Let's talk, just like that Karen did, right? Or they refer you to somebody else in the organization, or they refer you to the applicant tracking system, much like that one person did in his first example. But basically, you need to know all these things. I've copywritten this for you. If you're a member of my job search coaching program, you have this Boss Hunting Bible, and I encourage you to use it. If you're in my free domain, I encourage you to grab the free Boss Hunting templates. One, if you know there's an open position that exists. I don't want you going into the applicant trashing system. I want you to try to find the boss and take a shot, because stuff like this happens, like Venkata showed us. So anyway, I really love this. I love that he sent these to me. I got back to him. Venkata, if you're here, let us know you're here. We'd love to give you a shout out. Thanks for letting me share this with the community and contributing to what at a minimum is inspiration, but there was some education in there regarding the steps he took, how he formulated it, how he subject lined it, all that good stuff, especially if you're a recent college graduate or a young professional inside your first year of experience. These are really great tips. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this one. If you haven't already, click the like button. Please do if you got value out of that. And if you're watching this on the recording, I'll see you next week. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to another clip if we're here.